Hey everybody, this is Mike with the One Stop Co-op Shop, and today I'm doing a playthrough of Horrified World of Monsters, the newest set, but combining it with Greek monsters because they have rules for doing that in this one. And disclaimer that I got a review copy of both of these. And if you like the One Stop Co-op Shop, consider supporting us through Patreon. You get early access to our videos and exclusive videos every month you can't see anywhere else. You can also listen to our podcast for reviews and design discussions, or join the conversation and say hi on our Discord. So World of Monsters has a bit less content than the previous entries. I think it's only 5 or 6 characters and only 4 monsters. But one of them, Cthulhu, has more going on than any monster ever has before, so it's still a decent amount. And I believe the MSRP is lower for it, but again, you can combine it with Greek monsters, so that's what I've done. I have 2 World of Monster characters in here and 1 Greek monster, and I'm playing two-handed with 1 character from World of Monsters and 1 from Greek. I'll show you all of them, and I'll have kind of my thoughts on the overall system and this entry in it at the end of the video. But let's meet our people, and as is kind of Horrified tradition, the rules are not as clear as they could be. But cool thing is that Ravensburger has been pretty active with BGG rules forums for World of Monsters, so I've been looking through them, and I think I have the correct answers, even when it's kind of confusing for the thing, so I'll mention them as we go. All right, so our first one from World of Monsters is the Jiangshi, which is the famous hopping vampire, and they are starting with the Frenzy token. So the Jiangshi is a restless corpse seeking to feed on the energy of the living. Stop the Jiangshi by crafting a mystic blade powered by ancient rituals under moonlight. All right. So their power when they roll it, after dealing all damage, place the Jiangshi in the location of the player taking the next turn. So not necessarily too bad of an exclamation point there. And then what do we actually do? So we've got this coin sword thing here, and it says reveal the moon shrine. If you didn't see the Greek monsters video we did a while back, there are these lair tokens now, and you can spend, when you're on them as an action, 3 points or at least 3 points worth of items from 1 or more items to flip them. So one of those is going to be the moon shrine, and once we find it, we can discard an item to place a coin token that matches the item's strength into the sword pattern, or we can move or remove an already placed coin. And this is one of those FAQ things. These are colored, so you would think that the color of the item you discard matters, but they clarified that that was dropped during development, but I guess they forgot to change the coins. So yes, whenever you place an item, you can put a coin thing of that shape in here. Now, the rules don't say anything about flipping them, and they don't have coins on the other side, so I assume that you can't. And yes, once you've filled the sword with a bunch of items, then it says in the Jiangshi's location, discard 9 purple worth of items to use the coin sword and defeat it. So yeah, they're actually pretty nasty. It seems like it's going to take a lot of actions to defeat them. I might save them for last, or at least second last. Next is Cthulhu, and he is extra complicated because he has 4 steps. Once you defeat him on the main map, he runs away to Relia, and then you got to defeat him again in a different way. But for his first section, it says open the cryptic lock by matching the runic carvings. Once the locks are open, force Cthulhu through the void to the corpse city Relia. And his exclamation point 1, Touch of Madness. Choose 1, increase the terror level by 1, or discard the top monster card. That is horrific. I think he's my priority for getting rid of. And yes, what you do is, if you're at the void, that's the central location in the game, you can discard an item to rotate the matching dial that many spaces, a number of spaces equal to the item's strength, and you're trying to get them, these are randomly determined, to match the runes underneath there. And it gives you like a little line you can kind of vaguely see to show how far. So green only has to rotate 1, or I guess rotate in one direction and then back the other if we don't get a green one. Blue has to rotate 1, 2, 3, and purple 1, 2. So ideally we would use a 3 blue, a 2 purple, and a 1 green if such things are out, which right now, scanning the board, I don't think they are. Actually, the 3 blue there are several of, so I'll try to get that. And yeah, once you've got them all in the right positions, then you can get Cthulhu to go to the void. You can just have him walk into it and it immediately works, like if he's chasing after you and goes into it. But also, if you're on his location, you can discard a green item to move him that many spaces. And then once he gets in there, he goes to Relia, and he kind of changes, but we'll worry about that later. Big thing is that once he's in Relia, he attacks way less and doesn't have as bad of a exclamation point thing. So I think it's a pretty smart to get him in there ASAP. Okay, then our one monster from the Greek monsters set is Medusa. She can only be harmed by gazing at her own reflection. Push her into the 4 mirrors to weaken her. Her exclamation point says, choose a hero Medusa's location, then move that hero to the temple location farthest from Medusa, which is a little awkward because there are no temples on this map. Now, I'll explain how they kind of have you handle that in a second, but yeah, it is a little bit weird with the combining of sets. But step 1, it says, if you're at Medusa's location, discard. There's also weird, an orange item. For some reason, I don't know why they would do this. I personally wouldn't have done this if I was making a set and knew I wanted to combine them with previous sets. They change the colors. So they have like a little guide in the back. Purple equals orange. Okay? Now, the weird one, purple equals orange. That's not that bad. Green equals blue, and blue equals green. I'm not kidding. But yeah, we'll worry about that later. But yeah, so if I'm in Medusa's location, I can discard a purple item to move her spaces equal to the item's strength. And then the second that she enters a location with a mirror while doing that type of movement, stop it and place the mirror token on her mat. So I got to push her into these 4 spaces with purple items to get the 4 mirrors. And once I've done that, I need to find the statue guard, and that's another lair. But they also made the lairs look different instead of giving them the same back as in the previous game. Again, questionable choices in my mind, but it's okay. So what they do is there are 2 blank lairs mixed in with the 4, and when I get either of those, I can place out Medusa's lair. So you kind of have double the chance of finding it of a normal lair. I don't mind that. But I need to lure Medusa there, and I can push her with purples again. And then while she's there, I need to use 6 total strength of green items, but they're not green, they're blue, to defeat her. And so how do the mirrors work? Because there are no temples, none of those locations on the board. What they said is the first 4 items you draw that aren't on a place that already has a mirror or aren't on a hero starting location gets a mirror. And actually it ended up working out pretty well so that they're all divided around the board. The more of them are in the northern half of the map where none of us started, so that's annoying. Okay, and almost ready. Let's talk about our characters. So the one from Greek Monsters I've got is the Ranger. It says they start in the Forest of Dryads. Clearly that doesn't exist, so what they have you do is just pick another character's starting location. I just tried to keep us kind of separated. Has 4 actions. And Favor of the Gods. Whenever the terror level increases from one of us getting knocked out, or from a civilian getting killed, or I guess from Cthulhu's exclamation point, then I draw a free perk card, which is pretty great. It doesn't take an action. Speaking of perk cards, they started with a Spectral Diverter. Each player draws and places 1 item from the bag. I'm probably going to use that right away on the first turn, in case we get lucky and it's near us. Okay, and then the Guardian is from World of Monsters. 5 actions. Starts on the Arcane Forge. And here's one of those things that needed a lot of FAQ clarification because it doesn't make sense. So look, here's what it says. You may use a guide action on a hero. And guide actions thing you can usually use for citizens to push or pull them to an adjacent space or from an adjacent space. And then it says, this does not take an action. But here's where the FAQ clarified things. The fact that it says special action means it takes an action, but the this does not take an action part was meant to clarify that it doesn't take another action. So it takes 1 action to guide a hero. It's dumb. Anyway, but it's fine because otherwise he would be usually in the games 5 action characters sometimes wouldn't have any special ability at all. Like that's how the Greek monsters won. The Pegasus that has 5 actions is. So the fact that they have a power, whether it's good or not, it shouldn't be very powerful for them to have 5 actions already. And they've got a Pulse Pummel. Move any monster up to 4 spaces, which is going to be pretty great, like especially to get Medusa near a mirror. Now, I don't think the mirrors count as having been collected unless I actually discard one of those purple items to push her, but that's a good way to like get her right near one, or I guess we could push Cthulhu onto the void. But all right, let's start with the Ranger. So I've got Jiangshi. Oh, no, never mind. There's Medusa. Yeah, so unfortunately, Medusa and Cthulhu are both green, but Medusa's clearly a lot smaller. So Cthulhu's starting on the void, which is a regular space in addition to spot. Oh, and where the monsters start happily is pretty back mapped nicely because look, you just have little frenzy numbers printed on the board and you just put the monster regardless of what set they're from on the correct thing. Although they do have some rules, like if you get 2 monsters with the same frenzy value. Also, the monster cards work pretty well in that you're just looking at the color of the activation icons, which will correspond to different icons on the cards, but at least the color is consistent. So yeah, some of the things work better than others in how they kind of chose to do this. Well, let's start with the Ranger, and yeah, let's go ahead and do the Spectral Diverter right away and get an item for 2 of us. If you haven't seen Horrified before, you get value of the item, the color of it, and then where it goes is right on there. Door of the World. That's a 6. That'd be great for the Jiangshi to like really fill his his stuff quickly. Ooh, and glad I used this. Look, Crescent Scythe, Weir's Observatory. That's right where I'm starting. And purple. Ooh, if I went to Medusa, I could push her right towards this first mirror and then maybe like run to the north to kind of bring her towards the other ones. All right, so I definitely want to use my first of 4 actions to pick these up. What were the magic numbers I was... Oh, actually 2 purple is the exact number and type I need to do Cthulhu's purple lock. So maybe I don't want to use that on Medusa. So never mind. I'm not going to go towards her. I'm going to head north instead. So 2, 3. Another purple is going to be good. So sure, let's go here, and then we'll try to do a little circuit. There's 2 items there, including that big 6 that just came out. Right after the hero phase, we draw the top monster card. We're getting 1 new item. That must mean that this is not as strong of a card, because the number of items you draw usually balances out. And then it says, awaiting the hunt. Each sword monster deals 1 damage each hero and villager in their space. Well, none of the monsters are in a space with anybody, so that won't apply. But let's see if we have any swords. Or I should say, if we have any of this color, orange. And we do not. We've got 1 red between all of them. Oh gosh, all 3 of them are purple. All 3 of them are yellow. Again, I'm not looking at the icon, I'm looking at the color. So like yellow lightning bolt is equivalent to yellow ghost. 2 of them are brown. 1 red, 1 blue, 1 green. And apparently no orange. Okay. So, and then we're not, usually the frenzied monster would activate, which is Jiangshi right now. But I said we're doing purple. Oh, which is everybody. Crud. They're all going to move 1 towards the nearest person. Oh, jeez. Jiangshi is right in my face. At least he didn't reach me. Medusa is definitely close. Yeah, looks like Cthulhu is closer to me. All right. Oh, wait a second. Here's another purple 2. And Medusa's right there. So maybe I should. Can he reach it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, he won't have enough actions to actually do it. And yeah, he's kind of surrounded by everybody. Should I run away? Now, there's still no green 1s and 1 valued items. I don't even know if there is any green 1 in the bag. So I see a 3 and a 4. Cthulhu remember needs to rotate 1 spot. Maybe I should go pick up the 3 and the 4 and then use the 3 to go one way and the 4 to go the other way, and that'll even out. Yeah, either way, I think this guy's really not in a good place. What if I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5? And hopefully Cthulhu won't move fast enough to reach me, and hopefully the other ones will stay away. I want to get the purple, but that would force me to stay way too close to everybody. All right. Oh, geez, 0 items? Celestial Empowerment. Oh, God. Move each yellow monster 3 spaces toward the hero with most items. That's all of them. And then only Jiangxi's going to activate and only move 1, but still, that's nasty. There are no oranges. Okay, the hero with most items is the Ranger. So Medusa's in their space. Yay. Jiangxi, I think this is the fastest way. And then Cthulhu would go that way. All right, so actually we're pretty lucky in that we're not actually getting attacked because Jiangxi just moves 1 more. So with 0 items going out, that was a nasty one. All right, so back to the Ranger. Medusa's right on me. There is a purple item, and I still want to keep the 2 for Cthulhu, I think. So yeah, let's spend 1 action to pick this up and 1 to do the advance. I can push her up to 3. And there's a mirror over there, but that's 4 away. 1, 2, 3. That one's also 4 away. So, okay, even though it's kind of wasteful, I'll push it to right there and get our first mirror. But it does waste the item, unfortunately. So that was 2 actions. Oh, crud, that 3 blue is exactly what I need for Cthulhu, too. And again, Cthulhu's pretty easy to get off the board, and then he's not going to do very much. So, all right, I'll just take a chance that Medusa won't activate for 2 turns, or that I can block it since I have a decent number of items. So I'll go, 1, 2 into there. Descent, what the heck? 0 items again. Descent into Madness. Move each blue monster to the closest hero. It is only Cthulhu and closest 1, 2. Oh, crud. And then, only green is activating, and there is no green. That's great. Okay. Well, that part was good at least. So nobody actually activated. I guess I don't mind the 0 then. All right. Well, I still want to do the green items for Cthulhu here. So let's grab 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I guess, and then you can go into the void next turn and, I guess, waste a couple actions rotating the green thing a few times. Here we go. 2 new items. Green 2 in the bottom left, and a 3 blue also in the bottom left. Okay, so suddenly that area is not as terrible. Okay, each hero and villager moves 2 space. What moves 2? What? I don't want to move towards them. Toward the purple monster closest to them. All these people are purple, so they stay where they are. But I go back to Cthulhu. Great. And then Jiangxi is activating, and Jiangxi and Medusa are activating. Gosh. Okay, so 1 move first for Jiangxi, and then he goes again, and then Medusa's attacking me for 3, though. All right, here we go. Oh, okay, 2 hits. So I need to either discard 2 items, or alternatively, I can just get hurt, and then I go to the Reviving Throne, which is not really where I want to be. Trashing 2 items. I'll get the perk, and this may be a bad idea, and let Terra go up 1. What'd I get? The current. Ooh, okay, 2 additional actions. That's a great card. Hey, it is my turn. Could go like 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe not move into the void yet. So sure, let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess, to be farther away from the other people. And before, even though I was going to save this for like filling one of the missions, I think getting Cthulhu away from us is probably smarter. Okay, so we can move him 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4, sure, just to get him not to be attacking both of us, hopefully. Nowhere to hide. 2 more items. That is a blue one. It's not a green one like I was hoping for. No, but it's right where all the monsters are, so never mind. And a green 4, but pretty far away. But we do have all the items we need to lock away Cthulhu right now, so I think that's going to be our focus. Okay, then each green monster removes all items from the closest space containing items, but there aren't any. Yay! Okay, and then Jiangxi's going to move 1, and then blue is just Cthulhu. We're getting kind of lucky here, so Cthulhu's going to move 1. So, yeah, they'll both just end up right there. That's not too bad. All right, so yeah, let's go ahead. I could check the lair here. I probably should. Okay, so I'll, since I have a 3 and a 4, and then another 3, so I have more than I need, I'm going to spend 1 green 3 to find out. Yeti's Cave. That is literally the only tile that wouldn't help us, because there are 2 blanks, either of which could have been Medusa's one, and then one is the Jiangxi's place. So that sucked. But hey, at least I know. So that was 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll spend the first item, a 3 green, to rotate this 1, 2, 3 in the opposite direction, and then I'll do the 4 in a second. All right. Ooh, 3 items, and then Folie à Deux. Joker, I guess. We'll get to that. Oh, and they're all purple. That's good for maybe doing some Medusa stuff next. Okay, and what's this? Each monster moves 1 space toward the closest hero. Move the Frenzy marker to the next monster. Oh, crud. So Cthulhu is going to be double activating. Okay, 1 toward the closest hero. Has to be all of them going like that. And then, oh man, thank God we don't have any green people, but still Cthulhu's moving 3 to him and attacking for 2. I remember he has a really terrible exclamation point, so let's hope we don't get, gosh darn it, any. All right, so I'll discard the blue 2 to block. I've still got both items I need to finish off the Cthulhu lock. And then the exclamation point, I can either discard the top monster card, which loses us an entire turn, or increase terror and get a perk again. Getting us closer to losing. I should probably discard the top monster card, right? Yeah, I'll do that. Oh, and this is actually good now. Look, the Ranger can come in here. Oh, no. I was going to say we could open the locks. Well, yeah. We can open the locks, and then if Cthulhu, follows us in, the Guardian can open the last lock on his turn and immediately get Cthulhu in there, because it says anytime they move on there, not just from an advance action. So, okay, I'm going to go 1, 2, and then 3, 4, 2 purple, 3 blue. I think that was right. Yes. Chonk. And 3 blue. Chonk. And, yep. Once we do our 4 green, we'll be done. Oh, we got our first citizen to save or let die, and 3 more items. Yeah, I'm not going to show where all the items are going. You'll see them on the board. Okay, she starts at the Clockwork Village, which is good because that's far away from all the monsters, and it's near a lot of items. And she wants to go to Stilt Town, which is kind of far away, but again, she's at least not near anybody. Okay, and then, Cthulhu is double activating, so he's going to attack us. What's it say? A steward in training. Jennifer gives us all hope the terrestrial plane will remain safe. Yeah, so Cthulhu's activating, and then he's the only blue monster as well. Let's get rid of this guy as quick as possible. So first activation. Second, he's attacking. I guess we get to choose, right? Well, the Ranger has items we don't need, and the Guardian has the item we do need. Okay, so yeah, let's discard the Ranger's 1 item. And then, cool, Cthulhu is right here. So as the Guardian's first action, let's discard this. Whoosh, there. Okay, so lure Cthulhu to the void. Cthulhu may move there on its own or at its location. Discard to move Cthulhu a number of locations. Once Cthulhu is at the void, which he is right now, remove the Cthulhu miniature from the main map and set up the Corpse City Relia to defeat Cthulhu. All right, so I think he still stays the Frenzy monster, but we set up some new stuff. So here, let me read the setup instructions here. Build the Cthulhu model and place it at the top of the monster mat. So that's this bad boy. He sits over there. Set the 4 manacle tokens to the side. That's these, because what we have to do is lock down his tentacles 1 by 1. Kind of a fun, oh, come on, a little manipulative thing there. And then take 1 item token from the bag and place it on the monster mat in front of the Cthulhu model. And we're hoping this item is a low value. It's a 6. Great. We'll deal with that later. But now here's the big thing, if I'm understanding correctly. I think Cthulhu will only attack you if you're in Relia, and to go there, you need to move from the void. It's adjacent to the void. And he can never be affected by perk cards that would move him. He can never be moved by monster cards. So I think for all intents and purposes, if we don't go to Relia, he won't mess with us at all, which is great that he's a frenzy monster. Could be totally wrong about that, but that's at least how I understand it, because I don't see how he could attack elsewhere since we're not in his location. And yeah, what we need to do now is when we are in his location, so we need to move from the void to Relia. Then we can discard a number of same color items that equal or exceed the value of the item controlled by Cthulhu. So they don't have to be purple, but we'd have to have 6 total value of green or blue or purple. And there's another thing clarified in the fact. You have to spend 1 action for each item, and it has to all be within one player's turn. So I could discard like a 4 and a 2 green. That would cost me 2 actions, but I couldn't do like a 4 one turn and a 2 the next turn, or another hero would do a 2. It would have to all be within 1 turn, so there's no tracking. And whenever you do that, you put a manacle on one of the tentacles. Doesn't matter what color you use, but then you move to the color space of the colors you discarded. And that matters because when he activates and attacks normally, it's just normal attacks. But when he rolls an exclamation point, he does the Tentacles of Insanity. And if you're standing in the same color as his item, then you get hit and you can only block it with items of that exact color. So like right now, we wouldn't want to discard sets of purple items because it would put us in a dangerous spot. But after each exclamation point, you discard the item and get a new one, which you might actually kind of want to let him attack us, or at least like be in Relia and let him roll an exclamation point, because him having a 6 here sucks. If we can get like a 2 there, it becomes a billion times easier to manacle up his tentacles. But either way, I just wanted to get him locked away. Now we can focus on, I think Medusa is probably the next easiest one to limit the number of monsters we're dealing with. But with all that said, that was only the Guardian's first action. Let's have them run down here, maybe like start working with that civilian, get a whole bunch of items, including several purple items, not very high values, but we can push Medusa with them. So 2, 3, 4, and then I guess 5. Oh, we got another citizen, really? At least it's 3 items. Vaughn, we'll see him in a second. You know, by the way, I keep on getting blue ones, but I've not seen a single green one. So I think if there are any, they must be more rare. So I think I did the right thing with how I handled the green lock for Cthulhu. And we're putting Vaughn, oh god, in the House of Dawn. That's where Medusa is. She's about to activate. Villagers humor the self-proclaimed mayor. If monsters ask for our leader, we all know at whom to point. At whom? I don't get it. Okay, so, yep, he is probably going to die immediately. So Cthulhu activates and does nothing, again, if I'm right about that, but then both of them are purple. I think I could have Jiangxi's purple resolve first and then have her attack him. Yeah, good chance that he is, yep, oh, he's super dead. So that's another terror for us. Shows me another perk card at least. What you got, Ranger? Chrono Helm. Choose one. Move each monster up to 2 spaces, or move each hero up to 2. Oh, that's a great one. Okay, I like that a lot. All right, getting to the Ranger. Then I'm going to have them move down here, both to lure Medusa towards this one mirror, but also to get a bunch of items. So 1, 2, don't have 3 to check that lair. 3, 4. Should I move again so I'm not as close to the monsters? Nah, I guess it's okay. Well, actually, you know what? Just to be a little safer, let's give myself 2 more actions and go there with our last 2. So now I have 4 items. Although 0 of them are purple, but hopefully Medusa will come down towards us, and then the Guardian can pop in and push her into the mirror. Oh, Vital Energy again. 2. Oh man, this is the one where they all move towards us, right? Yeah, we move towards them. That's even worse. Each hero and villager moves 2 spaces towards the purple monster closest to them. So, I mean, I don't think it really matters. The key thing is we are super dead. Oh, and villager. What's the fastest way here? Yeah, actually going that way, which is a little closer to Stilt Town, sort of. And then this one's lucky. Cthulhu does nothing, but we do, yeah, both of them are yellow. Everyone's yellow and purple, so they're going to move 1 and attack 3, so Jiangxi will reach us. I'll have him attack the Ranger, because they have more items. And, okay, that's not too bad. I'll get rid of this 1 blue. Oh, and he just teleports, right? After dealing all damage, he moves to the location of the player taking the next turn. Oh, which is where we are. All right, so that could have been a lot worse. So Guardian's up, and I'm going to do this. I'm going to use the Chrono Helm to move each monster up to 2. Get Jiangxi slightly out of the way, but move Medusa to us, because now for the Guardian's first action, I'll discard this to move her 2 and get the 1 mirror that was like really way out of the way and annoying. All right, so that was only 1. I feel like I should go up here, even though it's near Jiangxi, because it gets us so many items, including a bunch of purples, and it should also get Medusa continuing to move up towards us. So sure, 2, 3, because it's a big purple, 4, and then whoa, so many things. Maybe I'll actually check the layer with one of them. All right, and another citizen. 3 items. And then James and Betty. What's going on here? The safest way to traverse town is aboard the night train, but the conductors sing such maudlin tunes. What? Sorry, they're at the door of the world. Yeah, at least I can protect them. And, no, sorry, they start at the South Station. They want to go to the door of the world. Oh, come on. But nobody activates. So yeah, I can try to guide them out of there, I guess. Yeah, I was lucky, and yeah, Cthulhu having the frenzy token is kind of stupid, but I will take it because this game is unfair sometimes, like when civilians just pop up on you for no dang reason. So yeah, I'm gonna go 1 guide 2. Civilians will move along with you, but you do need to get them on your space. And then I could go down here to all these items, but if Medusa activates, I want her to be coming north to where the other mirrors are. And if I get right there, then he can guide the civilian to the door of the world where they want to be. Yeah, and I got some items to block with, so sure, we'll go there with the last 2 actions. Hope Jiangshi doesn't attack us. Okay, only 1 item. Destruction. Move each purple, that's everybody, monster to the closest lair location. Oh, great, Jiangshi just pops right onto us. I guess I should leave the Yeti's cavern where it was, even though it's not relevant in the game for effects like this. And Medusa's going to be right on the lady I thought was kind of safe. Great. And then both Jiangshi and Medusa are activating. Only 1 attack. So we got a chance here. Come on. Dang it. Jennifer's dead. Good job, Mike. That one's definitely my fault. But hey, at least the Ranger gets Lunar Oscillator. Skip the next monster phase. That's beautiful. Ooh, take 1 item from the discard pile and give it to any player. It's the best card ever. All right, but then Shang-Chi's attacking me. Oh, yay. Finally a miss. Okay, Guardian. Gonna bring them in as a guide action, which gets them off the board and gives us 2 additional actions again. Great. And then I should probably open this lair. I will note we need blue items, not green because it switches. Blue items to defeat Medusa once we push her into the last 2 mirrors. So yeah, spending a 3 green here shouldn't hurt us in any special way. And okay, so this is a nothing lair, which means it becomes the statue garden. So once we've gotten Medusa into her spaces, we got to spend 9. Oh wait, is it blue? God, what color is that? That's green, right? It looks green. God, I don't really know. It's bluish green. This is terrible. Okay, but yeah, so blue, I guess. Now, by the way, in World of Monsters, they did add different shapes behind the colors. You see that? So it is easier in the future for us to know which color they actually mean regardless. But yeah, for Greek to World of Monsters, kind of frustrating. So what was that? That was 1 action to reveal the lair. I think that's all I did. Oh, no, that's right. I guided the person, so I have 3 actions left. Let's go 1, 2, 3, I guess. Get away from Jiangshi. And let's use the Lunar Oscillator and skip the monster turn because we're both very close to people. And we grab a 3 blue from the discard because I can give that to the Ranger, and then they have 7 out of the 9 blue to kill Medusa. And the Guardian actually has the last one if they want to trade. And I think for now I'll send them over to the side. We'll get back to Medusa later. 1, 2, maybe 3, 4. Let's get a bunch more stuff for attacking Jiangshi and then eventually Cthulhu. 1 item. Ooh, but look at this. Each player draws 1 item from the bag or discard pile and keeps it. Move each villager legend 1 space towards their safe location. That part doesn't account or matter. And then only blue, which is just Cthulhu, so nobody moves. That was a fabulous card. I'm going to give the Ranger another 3 blue from the discard. I mean, just because it's a big number, I'm going to take a 4 green from the discard for the Guardian. And speaking of the Guardian, what do I want him to do? I don't really want to use like a 6 purple to push Medusa. I'd rather save that for Cthulhu or for Jiangshi. So maybe I'll just grab some stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That seems pretty good. Building up a crud ton of items. And come on, Medusa. No? Really? Yeah, now I'm starting to get more worried about running out of monster cards if we don't speed things up. Morgan starts at Mary's Mill. Whenever the void gives us an awful fright, Morgan appears. Do the villager's emotions manifest the spirit? What is up with the, the repeated letters? Is that an error, or are they trying to evoke some kind of monster thing? Is she really 1 away from Jiangshi and he's the only thing activating? Gosh, freaking darn it. Yeah, he's moving down to her and attacking for 2. Sometimes this game pisses me off. All right, another tear. We're at 4 out of 7. I don't really think through any fault of our own. What we got, though, is from the Ranger's ability. Ironclad Buggy. Choose a space with a hero. You may place any number of heroes in that space. Ooh, we can join ourselves together. It might be best to save for Relia because we need to both be there to finish Cthulhu off, but yeah, I don't know. I still want to stay in this general area because if Medusa ever activates, she'll move right towards the last 2 mirrors. So let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, I guess, and just build up an insane amount of items. We are really in a great place for items once it comes to it, including even to kill Cthulhu. Another citizen. Dang it. I bet they'll just die immediately, probably. Hey, they're one away from Medusa. Oh, but they don't actually activate. So that part's good, I guess. Again, she wants to go to the House of Dom, which is up where the vampire is. Their prep surprisingly makes a divine martini, but I always order the Cross Creek Brew. And yeah, only Cthulhu's activating. All right, so I need to go save her. And maybe I'll just hit Medusa with the 6 moving thing, because it's getting kind of dumb now. Can I get there? 1, 2, 3, 4. Sure. I'm gonna well, actually, how far was the other one? 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5, 6. But 4 would get the ranger probably hurt right away. So let's do the 6, even though I didn't want to spend my 6 item. Throw her all the way to Stilt Town. And I just counted, and I'm dumb. 1, 2, 3, 4. Duh, Mike. So give me back my 6. I'll spend a 4. All right, it's only 1 mirror left, and we got to get her to the door of the world and finish her off with the ranger's blue items. The first monster card. Gosh darn it. I really don't want all these civilians running around. Okay, Raimi. Perhaps Raimi could capture better footage for his documentary if he weren't always running away. He's in the Thornvine Woods, which are not immediately next to anybody, thank God. But to be fair, all these civilian cards are putting out a ton of items for us. Okay, and then Cthulhu and... Oh, that's both of them. Yep, moving 1. Okay, that's not too bad. So Medusa, 1, 2. Yes, perfect. So any purple will get her to the last mirror on Ranger's turn. That's great. And then Jiangxi is actually 3 away from both of us. Let's have him get away from Medusa's lair. Because just to show you Ranger's many, many items, of which some are purple, we're going to move 1 into Medusa's space and then use this. So 1, 2. So we have the last mirror. So we have to lure her to the door of the world or push her there and then kill her with the blue items. So maybe, even though it's not great, I move here. Because then I'm still the closest, and if she activates, she'll move towards me. Hopefully Jiangxi won't. Hopefully they won't both attack me, but I do have a ton of items, so I mean, if it happens that way, it's not the biggest deal. Celestial Imp. Oh, move each yellow monster 3 faces towards the hero with the most items. Oh, most items. Yes, Ranger wins by like 1 or 2. Okay, so hi. It's kind of more than I wanted. Oh, great, and it's the Guardian's turn next. But then, yeah, neither of them actually does anything, so that part was nice. All right, so Ranger can tank for a turn and then push Medusa and finish her off himself. So let's have the Guardian figure out if this is Jiangxi's temple. Maybe start putting stuff down. And currently he's got a nice mix of values plus an extra 1 and 2. So I'm going to use the 1 and 2 together to search the lair. Because with Jiangxi's thing, the items... Oh, there's even more items here. Nice. Oh, nice. Moonshine. Awesome. So as an action, he's got 4 left. I can start doing the coin sword. All right, so action 2, let's do this. And put down the big in. When I've played before, I think that was one of the best spots for it. And then I'll do a 5 for my 3rd action. Boom. And then a 4 for my 4th action. And I just need a 2 and a 1. Oh, geez, which I've got. All right, so we'll do the 2 this turn. Put that there. And then next turn, remember, the colors don't matter. So yeah, next turn we can finish the sword. And then what do we need? Oh, 9 purple. We just used a lot of purple from Medusa, so that's going to take a while to get. Although... 5, and the Ranger's got 1, although he's going to have to use that to push, or she, I'm not really sure. Maybe she. But yeah, the Ranger's going to have to push Medusa in a second with that. Speaking of the Ranger, don't kill us too much. Okay, move each blue monster the closest hero that... Oh, nothing? Are you serious? No items. Cthulhu can't move, and no green. Wow. Okay, that was friggin' great. So action 1, whip Medusa into the door of the world. Action 2, follow her up. And action 3, I've got a lot of 2 and 1 blues, but let's do the maximum efficiency here and use 3 to add up to 9. Blah, Medusa is gone. Yay! Oh, and interesting. We can kill Jiangxi anywhere, wherever they are, once we've made the sword. So after the Guardian's turn, we'll be ready for that. All right. Oh, we got another citizen, but there's only 1 monster on the main board now, so I'm not too worried about that. Where does Howard go? Hello! My name is Howard, and I'm a historian of sorts, and an owl. Maybe it's like supposed to be Howard, he wrote, he wrote this little letter. I don't know why he's got an owl head, but he wrote this letter to you. So maybe these are all his notes and he's an owl, so he adds O's, I guess, is what they're thinking. He's on Stewart Spire, which is near the other legend that's on the board, and thankfully not too near to Jiangxi. And again, nobody's activating. Gosh. I mean, unless I'm misplaying Cthulhu, this is super cheesed. But, I mean... I don't know, clearly, they can't just attack you from Malaya wherever you are, right? That would be stupid. That would make the game completely too difficult in the other direction. All right, well, whatever. Guardian, first action. Finish the key sword. Not the key sword. That's Kingdom Hearts, the coin sword. Okay, so that was 1, 2. Get a whole bunch of stuff. And, there's a 6 purple there, a 5 there. So that was 2. Oh, no, it's right. We can teleport to the Ranger's location with the ironclad buggy. So 3, 4, 5. I'll get that next time. It's still not going to be quite enough to finish off the Jiangxi without getting something else. And another, God, too many civilians. Shinya at the Arcane Forge. Nice. When the steam plant manager fell into the lake, his soul was swallowed by a fish, a minor inconvenience. Okay, so Jiangxi is going to move in and attack the Ranger for 1. And, so after attacking, they move to the next player, which is still the Ranger. Okay, so they just stay where they are. But the Ranger, having a lot of items, does not have any that are purple to even help right now. Could run over to the power gauntlet here. I guess that's the best idea, maybe. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then wherever Jiangxi moves towards, we can use the ironclad buggy and grab some last purple items and finish them off. But yeah, like I said, timing is a big problem here. We got to lock Cthulhu down pretty dang quickly. 2 items. Okay, each red monster, which is Jiangxi, deals 1 damage to the closest hero or villager if they're within 3. Nope. The legends are 4-way, and so is the Ranger. And then a blue monster activates, none of them alive. And yes, since they went, a giant purple has come out, so that seems good. So let's do 1, 2. I guess he can come along in case we go to near the steam plant. 3, 4. Got some crazy purples now. And actually, you know what? Let's say 5 when we were here. We picked this up because then I'm going to use the ironclad buggy to teleport to the Ranger. And I guess leave that guy there. Then hopefully Jiangxi will move closer and we can trade items and kill him. Another citizen. Wow. Not too many left, though. Miss Spindlewood is in the House of Dusk. That's right where we left the other guy. And then, yes, perfect. Okay. Oh, he only moves 1. But so that's close. No, it's not close enough. Oh, if we use the 2-action thing, it is. Yeah, let's get rid of this guy with our other perks. If that's 2 actions, the Ranger has 6. I'll trade for 1. And since we're about to go fight Cthulhu, I want sets of like 6 of the same color. So that's 6 green, 6 blue. There's another 6 blue. There's another 6 green. And then we got to use both these purples to kill Jiangxi, so that part won't help. But okay. So we'll trade like that. All right, so let's give the Guardian 1 more item just to block with. Oh, and there's a 5 right here. So 1 to trade, 2 to grab this, 3, 4, 5, and 6 is because I use the item to spend 11, slightly overplaying, and defeat the Jiangxi. So only Cthulhu is left. And we got enough sets of items, although they're like really, I forgot that it's 1 action per item. So like 1, 2, 1, 2 is terrible. But we have enough items to lock down all his tentacles. We just might want to grab a few more high value ones as we run to Relia. We got to get going while the getting is good. Oh, I guess we don't really care about any of this stuff anymore, do we? Until we get to Relia. 2 items. And sadly looking, there's tons of like high value items, especially purples down here. Well, the Ranger is close to there. I can go there, get them, and move in here. But I think the Guardian might just, like, go in the straight way. So we'll go 1. Why not grab this to tank some damage? 2, 3, 4, 5. And we got 2 items, and that's it. All right, then me now. Do I want that 3? Nah, I don't think I need it. I'll go 1, 2, 3, 4. He wants to go to the room, and we'll follow the way up there, so that doesn't matter. But yeah, that gives me some higher value, quick groups to discard. And once Cthulhu attacks us, remember the number might go down. We might not need 6 anymore. We got another person. I don't care. Oh, he's actually in the same place as the Guardian. Oh, and okay, now we might actually grab those because, 2 items in the Skybound Galleon. That was nice. So yeah, we'll absolutely spend 1 of his 5 actions to grab all of that. And then 2, 3 over to Relia. And okay, so he has 2 actions left to take down a tentacle, so he needs 6. Only way I can do that is with 3, 3 blue, so that's by 4th and 5th action. So he moves to the blue space, which is not one that Cthulhu is going to attack yet, and he has some blue items to discard anyway, and he locks down the first tentacle. But hey, now Cthulhu actually matters. Okay, the event. Okay, except not here. He's not going to activate, so we just have 2 items coming out. All right, there are super weak items. Now I'm just going to go 1, 2 to Relia. Let's go ahead and lock down another tentacle. Here, we'll do this. 3, 4 to do 6 greens. All right, so that's tentacle. Whoops, tentacle number 2. Boop. And let's see if Cthulhu finally does something. Yes, he's going to attack for 2 dice. And I guess I'll have the Ranger take it because they've got more just random items. Okay, we're going to get a new tentacle thing. That's good. So first Ranger takes 1 regular damage. I'll discard this one random green because it doesn't pair up with anything. But then Cthulhu deals 1 damage each hero standing in the purple area, and then we get a new item here. Hopefully not a 6. 3 is much better. I think probably the Guardian can lock him down this turn easily themselves. And blue is the danger color now. Oh, Jesus. I was right that the Guardian has the colors we need, but this is kind of dumb. They're all 2s and 1s. Well, that's fine. We'll do 1 and 2 blue first. That's 2 actions. And then 2 and 2 green, that's 4 actions. So first they would go to blue, then to green, but we lock down the last 2. Come on. There we go, the last 2 tentacles. And I don't think I mentioned how you actually win, did I? When all the tentacles are manacled, all heroes must be in Relia, yes. Use the share action to gather an item from each other hero. And they do say you have to have your own item, so each hero has to have at least 1 item. And then discard the items to defeat Cthulhu and lock in its vault. So I need 1 action to trade and 1 action to defeat. They have to both happen in the same character's turn. And again, even though it's saying you're trading with other people, you still have to have an item yourself. Now, clearly, all that's going to be super easy for the Ranger. So I will defeat Cthulhu with 2 actions. The Guardian only has 1 action left, so they can't finish him off right now. So we'll just hang out and Gyrocopter Search. Turn a revealed layer face down to mix up all face down layers. Oh, that's a nasty one. And move the frenzy marker. That would have been very bad for us if Cthulhu had not been frenzying for so long. And Cthulhu does do a 2 dice attack. We'll have it on, the Ranger. And okay, just 1 damage and we'll discard something. And yeah, pretty easily the Ranger can trade with the Guardian. We had way too many items. And then defeat Cthulhu. Yay! Although, hey, in case that seemed too easy, and it was kind of cheesed easy, we still only had 2 monster cards left. But I did gather more items than needed, but still, yeah. All right, so what do I think? So first of all, it is still very much Horrified. If you didn't like Horrified in the past, I don't think you'll like this one much. It's still all about tactically moving around places, gathering items, trying to defeat the varied monsters, so nothing has drastically changed here. But if you do like Horrified, it's more content. Now, how does it compare? For me, American Monsters is still the worst set just because of like ambiguities and stuff, although I guess they've probably cleared up most of those by now. And then I would say the best sets are probably still Greek Monsters and maybe the original. I tend to like Greek Monsters a lot. This one I think is okay. I think Cthulhu's a little wonky, as you saw, and there's had to be a lot of clarifications on their card. Jiangxi's pretty cool. Then the Sphinx is kind of interesting. You're putting items down of specific strings to add up to specific numbers and sums in columns and rows. It does feel a little bit repetitive having played her a few times, but I think it's fine. The Yeti, you have to guide his children to his cave. That one's kind of interesting. So yeah, honestly, I hate to say it, but Cthulhu feels like the weakest of the set, unless I'm misunderstanding him, because once he was off the board after step 2, then he didn't, unless I'm playing something wrong, he just didn't impact the game. And without him mattering on the board, it's just a lot less interesting, although the finish going into Relia is kind of cool. And the characters in the set are decent. They have some cool powers. They don't have any powers that teleport you, which is kind of shocking because I think every other set before this has some character power that lets you kind of move around the board faster or do something special with movement. So the fact that this one doesn't have anybody like that seems odd. And again, this set has less content than previous sets, but I think the price is cheaper. So if you, love Horrified, I guess get it. If you are doing your first Horrified and you want a cheaper buy-in, get it. But otherwise, I would probably recommend Greek Monsters maybe. Although it does seem like if they do more Horrified sets in the future that they might be using the new way of kind of standardizing icons and stuff to combine them from this set. So that's cool. But talk about the combining. I think it is fun to be able to use monsters from another set in here. I like that the monster decks themselves are generic enough that you can kind of use them with anybody. Now, you did see there's some wonkiness, like Medusa. We sort of randomized where her mirrors were, but that I think worked out fine. And then the layers, kind of the first blank layer being hers was also a little bit weird. But honestly, I think the monster combining is the best part of getting Greek Monsters and Age of Monsters and theoretically other sets in the future. I think being able to use monsters in new places and combine even more monsters. The monsters, I think, have always been the most unique part of Horrified, so that's good. The heroes, not as impressive. Let me kind of show you what I mean. So the Greek Monsters set has Traveler, 5 actions with no special powers. The Guardian has 5 actions with a special power, and not even a great special power. So that's weird balance-wise and just in terms of interest. And then look, Mariner and Parapsychologist. Mariner, give any number of items you have to another player. Parapsychologist, you may distribute any items you have to other players. So this one just lets you do it a little bit better and distribute them more effectively, but basically the same power. And then look at this one. Come on. Actor, discard 2 items to pick 1 item from the discard pile and keep it. The Investigator, discard 2 items to pick 1 item from the discard pile and keep it. Are you kidding me? Horrified? You used the exact same power? Actually, I don't know if it's more frustrating to have just a better version of a power like the Mariner in the other one, or that. And then look at this. Shepherd, spend an action to look at the top monster card. You're never going to do that in a million years, I promise you. The Fortune Teller, you may look at the top monster card on your turn. It does not take an action, so they just kind of fixed it and rebalanced it, but still repeated it. So yeah, like, it is very weird to have these be the sets that combine in particular, because the actions are so similar and the characters are so similar, and you're already getting fewer than normal, only 5 in World of Monsters. See, I don't know. I like the Horrified series. I think it's fun to play, but I'm not sure what is going on because the rules are really unclear. And you have things like Jiangxi where they have like colored tokens for the coin sword, but they aren't supposed to be colored. They just like didn't catch it during development. And then you have like characters that are basically repeated. And, you know, for years, every Horrified release has had bad, unclear rules. Like, I guess my question is, are they doing blind playtesting and are they developing? The games are not terrible. It's not a failure. They're still fun, but like, it's just easy stuff that you should not be missing, especially on the 4th game of a series, if anybody is looking at it. Sorry, this is me as a designer myself. Like, it's just frustrating. It just seems very odd. So yeah, those kind of minor complaints might push you away from World of Monsters. Again, I do think Greek Monsters is the better set and the better value, but it's still fun to combine them. This was still a fun play. Hopefully you enjoyed watching it. But yes, the Horrified series, still not my favorite, partially because of all these like little wrinkles that I just mentioned. So thanks for watching, everybody, and a special thank you to our biggest Patreon supporters, J. William F., Steve Wren, Pedro Lucas, Nick Skeen, Wayne Scott, and Miles. We'll see you at the next stop.